All right, what's up, guys? Pepman Matt Morrow here at CarolinaVarsity.com. We're going to take a look at the I-Meck Conference and break it down a little bit. All right, so in my projections, I've got Mallard Creek on top once again, led by head coach Mike Palmieri, who's done a great job in his tenure there. Built Mallard Creek from the start. Doesn't always get all the credit he deserves because they've had great talent come through there. But the key is you've got to manufacture that talent. And Coach Littlejohn on that staff who runs the strength program does a heck of a job. It's one of the best in the state in developing these guys and getting them in the weight room, getting them out on the track, and just manufacturing some great talent. This year, they've got some talent that you don't know about just yet, but they're going to make their names known like they always do. Quarterback Jaden Washington, I think is going to be a big name here you're going to hear about this year. I think the offense is going to open up to showcase his talent and some of the skill talent coming through the ranks at Mallard Creek. Once again, of course, the big D lineman led by Davis. I think are, of course, like they always do, control that line of scrimmage and make life tough for opposing offenses. And overall, word I get is it's a better team attitude. You know, that team last year had some issues here and there. It just seems like it, from reports that I hear, things are a lot better over there, and they're focused on restoring the dominance that Mallard Creek has been known for the past, almost decade now. Here in Charlotte and in the state of North Carolina. Behind them, I like Vance a lot. I think the offense will be good once again. They've got a nice quarterback that has transferred in. He's got a really strong arm. Coach Brand's excited about developing him. As he develops, though, I think the running back duo of Clark and Williams are going to be really dynamic and running the football and leading that offense. I think you're going to see that more from Vance. At least in the pre-conference, and I think once things get to conference, you might see Vance be the normal Vance where they open it up a bit and start throwing the ball down the field. The defense, very talented. I like Faison at defensive end. I like Nathan at the linebacker spot. And they got some other kids that are going to make their names known as well. And, the biggest thing is coaching. Of course, Coach Brand gets it done on the offensive side of the ball. He's one of the best around. And I think defensively they're going to have some upgraded coaching on that side of the ball as well this year. That's going to make a big difference in terms of being stronger on that side of the ball. And, that could be the thing that pushes them from a state semifinal team, which they were last year, to a state title contender this season. You got Huff behind them. Plenty of talent on this team. I can't even name all the guys that are on that team that are so talented and have college looks and everything. Of course, they got a new head coach in Matt Jenkins, former defensive coordinator at Concord, former head coach at Hopewell. Also, has got head coaching experience from Las Vegas a few years back. I consider him a friend of mine. Very intelligent guy, driven. He knows what he's doing. And it's going to be a different leadership style than it was under Coach Aldridge. Is that going to, push them over the hump, because they're a consistent playoff team, but they couldn't get over that hump in the playoffs. Now, making the change, we'll see if that makes the difference. Lake Norman is a team to watch. I was very impressed when I visited them over the summer. Cole Jackson's the best running back you may have never heard of. He's dynamic with the football in his hands. They lost their quarterback Ladowski to graduation, but I think they've got a kid behind him that can fill the hole really well. They're big on the offensive line and defensive line. The back seven, that's going to be the challenge if it can hold up against the athletes you see week in, week out here in the Charlotte area. But this was an 11-win team last year, number one seed in the playoffs. They got beat at home by West Forsyth in the second round, but this is not just anyone just coming into this conference. This is someone you got to reckon with. North Meck. There's some good things going on in North Meck. I met with those guys and Coach Mormon. He brings in a very different offense. It's a spread offense from West Stanley, and I remember talking to him. He said he's got something that no one's doing down here, and he wouldn't even tell me what it was. So I'm excited to see what this offense is going to be with Coach Mormon. Of course, they got Emmanuel Wilson, who's one of the better running backs in the area. You're going to see him on some defense also. He's going to play some safety. Defensively, that's going to be the key if they want to challenge higher than the middle of the league. Right now, that's where I've got them projected, but they've got some kids that are talented, and I really like. I met with the defense coordinator Ryan Red, strength coach William Fry. That's a good staff that Coach Mormon's put together up there, and this is a team that I think is going to be someone to reckon with in the next couple years as time goes on. Mooresville, coming into the league. Of course, they've been in the I-Meck before, so they kind of know what to expect here from the other teams in the conference. The question is, do they have enough talent to push that middle tier of the league? Of course, they've got the big kid Mills at tackle, Martinez on the defensive side of the ball. They got some talented kids over there. Do they have enough to really push the top teams in the league is the big question. But they got enough to make sure on Friday nights you got to be honest with them, because if you sleep on them, they can put a scare into you for sure. West Charlotte, there's going to be better just because it's more stable over there with Coach Harris and his coaching staff. I saw a little bit of them at 7-on-7 at Hickory Ridge. They've got a few skill guys that you would expect at West Charlotte, but they've lost some talent to graduation, and they got to replace those guys, and that's some leadership he lost as well. Expect the defense to be better this year than last year. They've got some linebackers that are coming back that'll be seniors, and that should lead that unit pretty well. They could push toward the middle if things fall right. They have the linemen depth and everything to prevent them from going both ways. And behind them, you got Hopewell. They made a late coaching change. They elevated an offensive coordinator that was brought in to the head coaching position. The biggest thing, with Hopewell is they've got to get the numbers out. They've got to get the numbers out to have a JV consistently and build depth back into the program and start, rebuilding it in that fashion. So, it's always tough when you have a late coaching change. I've been through it. I've been on both sides of it. The biggest thing you want to make sure of is get commitment and buy-in from the kids and get that thing going in the right direction. So this league, I think you got, 4 guys at the top that can, really legitimately win this thing. And you got some teams in the middle, I think, that can knock those top teams off if they're having an off night. So it's going to be another fun year in the I-Meck Conference. We appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. We'll have a lot more coming for these teams, these coaches, and these players.